Yes, sir.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Good evening, Chris. Yes, Mataji. How are you?
Hello, Rita. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I was just so happily, completely engrossed in meditating and suddenly realized open my eyes. Turn on the camera. How have you been?
Good and busy.
Yes, and a great topic for that today, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a very favourite topic for people that work hard in a job that requires a lot of thinking and controlling and managing. So
Planning, yes, that's right. Where you're
and planning, yeah.
That's right, yes. Unfortunately, it does because it does exhaust our liver a little bit with the attention. So this is today's program is a great way of re-energizing, calming your liver and re-energizing that, well, the calming energy, I suppose, or because it just gets so drained, doesn't it? The right side. So we kind
Yes.
of just switching and draining and completely kind of going to the right. So it just helps to nourish and re-energize, bring that energy center back into balance, so to full functional levels. So kind of like this 2-second pattern that you have to do sometimes to get your brain rested and then start thinking again. So whereas this way, when you're doing with the meditation, it becomes unlimited, I suppose. The way that I look at it is unlimited power supply to help help to do without being overexhausted, drained.
I think we're having a few sound problems, Rita. Maybe internet.
Sorry. Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
my
better.
internet connection is yeah. Well, let's go to having a meditation. We have a beautiful song to help settle our attention.
Yeah. So let's, as we start normally, let's raise our Kundalini. So put our attention in the center of the palm of the left hand, and revolve our right hand around it, and just raise it slowly to the top of your head, to the fontanelle, above the fontanelle, and tie one knot. And then do that a second time with your attention, which is your focus without thinking. And then tie two symbolic knots, and then do it the third time, one for each channel, with your attention, the center, the palm of the left hand, and then tie three knots. And now, with a sweeping action with the right hand over the left, go across the fontanelle and back again. That's called a bandhan, and we'll do it a second time, a third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and seven, because there's 7 chakras we want to protect. And then palm upwards. Just feel how we're going. Are we feeling heavy or tingling on any hand? So what we'll do now is an important part of keeping our balance and keeping in balance and reducing the heat that may come from the right side. Or the imbalances on the left side will balance the left to the right and the right to the left. So the first one we'll do is put the right hand to the Mother Earth. And just use the power of the Mother Earth to clear the left side of emotions or disturbances in regards to emotions. The lethargy, the reactions, the submissions. So all that negativity, let the Mother Earth just suck it out. All right, now take that right hand and place it on the lap, and then take the left hand and point it to the sky. Just keep it about where your shoulder is. So we use the left hand as a chimney to take out the heat from the right side. So all the thinking, planning, ego orientation, excessive thoughts, futuristic activity, all the mental and conceptual conceptions that we got ourselves wrapped up in during the day. So just allow that, the mother or the air, to take that out from our bodies. All right, and now let's just take that hand and place it back on the lap, and then take both hands and point to the Mother Earth. Or if you're sitting on the Mother Earth, let those hands touch the Mother Earth. And here we are, the Mother Earth, to make us innocent. So innocence is the quality of every chakra. You need innocence also to keep your left and right channels in balance. And also humility. We ask for humility. And we ask the Mother Earth also for her wisdom. So keep feeling your hands, the Mother Earth. Restoring our innocence, which can't be taken away from us. Making us humble. So let's take our palms back to our lap. The palms facing upwards. And today we're focusing on just one aspect of one chakra. So it's the right Swadhisthana. So we take the left hand and take it where our right leg joins our torso. Just press in a bit there and just say, "Oh, divine power, please free me from my thoughts." Free me from my thoughts. So incessant thinking overworks the right Swadhisthana. This affects the liver, creates heat. And takes away, erodes our peace, our inner peace. So you can all say the affirmation. Please give me peace. Please give me pure attention. Give me focus without thoughts. So with the thinking and the planning, the futuristic thinking, the mental projections, we get caught up in unreality, illusions, and in the effort that's involved in doing that. So we'll say the affirmation, divine power, I do nothing, you do everything. I surrender the future to the divine. So take that hand and place it on the lap, and then just bring your right hand through the center and touch the fontanelle. So you're at the Saraswara. So use your hand again, take it to the top, touch the fontanelle gently. And do it again. So your attention's above the fontanelle.
Keeping our attention at the top of the Sahasrara. We'll just stay in meditation, allowing our attention to settle, allowing our right sides to calm down. And those beautiful affirmations that Chris used. I surrender to the will of the divine, but please settle my attention. Or if you're still being troubled with thoughts, Mother, I'm not this thought. Now we'll just listen to some beautiful music to keep our attention settled. Right side, you can keep
Shema
Yes.
So one of the best ways to stabilize our attention is to be in meditation. Slightly above our head, we'll listen to a talk of Shri Mataji talking about the Swadishtan, and then we will follow that again with another meditation, just to imbibe the things that Mother has talked about in our meditation with that. Yeah?
Yes.
So this center, that is what we call the Swadhisthana center, is a center that gives you your future energy to think of your future, your planning, which gives you energy to bring forth the manifestation of the physical labor or physical exercise or physical work. This poor center has to work for one work, to convert the fat for the use of the brain. Now, if one center which has to do many other things starts doing only one work, all other things are neglected. As a result of that, you develop problems because it has to cater to your liver, to your pancreas, to your kidneys, to your spleen. And once it goes into action for one channelized work, it gets programmed for it. And then it cannot take care of these things. That's how you develop a bad liver. You develop a diabetes, kidney trouble, blood pressures. Also, you develop a very serious disease called blood cancer. Now, Sahaja Yoga can cure all these troubles. It's only physical. But it can cure even physical troubles, because if this center is brought to its normal behavior, if it is made to behave in a very normal way, you can easily cure all such diseases which come out of your overactivity, overthinking, over-imaginativeness. It's a very dangerous thing to always think about the future. For example, now we are here sitting down, we should be comfortably sitting down and talking to each other. Instead of that, now we are thinking, what am I going to go do tomorrow, or what am I going to do when I go home, how am I going to cook, what am I going to eat, or how I'm going to take my train. All these futuristic behaviors lead you to a very funny personality. You become so futuristic that you forget the past. I met a gentleman who forgot even his own name. He forgot the name of his father, he forgot the name of his mother, and also, to the dismay of his wife, her name. And she started crying. She said, now what to do? He's forgotten everything. Now he is in a futuristic area. He just knows the future. Then he was to be pushed back again into the center. Then gradually he started remembering. Then he told me that he's chairman of one of the councils of a big district place in India. And he said he was. He said, no, I am. I said, that's good. That's better. Now you are in that state where you say, I am. So this is what happens. And this is what's going to happen to our societies here, which is very futuristic. So to cut it down, one can try anything. You may try anything. For example, you may show pictures of the past and things like that, but that is not going to bring back the horse. It's running very fast. The only thing that can work it out is the awakening of the Kundalini. When the Kundalini awakens itself, she makes the center enlightened, and the center itself resumes its normal shape, its normal behavior, and its normal condition. Apart from that, it has got a dynamic power or manifestation that this one, this center which looks after our attention, becomes enlightened, and our attention becomes enlightened, and the attention which is enlightened becomes dynamic. In the sense now, sitting down here, you can pay attention to anyone, just pay attention. You don't have to do anything. Just pay attention to that person, and you can find out on your fingertips what's the matter with the person. Thousands of miles he may be. When Nixon was having trouble, suddenly, I don't know, I said, find out about Nixon, how is he? And they said, Ma, he's in a terrible mess. Christ has said, your hands will speak. That's the time has come. These hands, which look so simple, but they are so intricate and so intricately built that the nerve endings are so microscopic that we cannot understand how much they can tell us, how far they can go. When the awakening takes place, you start feeling the vibrations around you, the all-pervading power which you have never felt before. Through these fingertips which we neglect, we misuse them, we use them for wrong things. These fingertips themselves get enlightened, and you start feeling them. That's what I said, that you have to get your awareness, which is enlightened. It's the awareness which has to manifest. And that's how you start feeling them on your fingers. It's wrong here, it's wrong there. You can see where is the problem. Now, all these are related to your centers. These are 5, 6, and 7. 7 on the left and 7 on the right. So this is about your emotional side, and this is about your right, about your physical and your rational, or you can say mental side. So you can make out a person how he is by just knowing whether you are getting heat from that person, whether you are getting burning from that person, whether they are getting numb, whether they are becoming heavy. And a rapport is established with the all-pervading power which informs you, get the messages. And the messages are so correct that even if you have 10 children who are realized souls, there are many children these days are born as realized souls. We don't understand children these days, but these days they are great children, and they are born today because the time has come. This is the time of judgment time. This is the time of resurrection. This is the time about which people have described in all the scriptures. So great people are taking birth. And these children, if you tie them up and their eyes and ask them about a person who is sitting facing them, what's the problem with this person? They will all raise the same finger. All of them will raise the same finger, even if their eyes are tied, even if their backs are towards the person, they can just push back their hands and say. They are so good, children are so good. You see, when they put their fingers in the mouth, we sometimes think, I don't know, Freud, who might call a very half-baked person, he didn't know much about God and life and nothing at all. He was very little bit he knew. He says that this has something to what sex. He was nothing but a sex point, and he wants everybody to be a sex point, not a human being. So this fellow, whatever he may say, but the truth is that it is nothing to do with sex. It is that they feel the heat on their fingers. They actually feel it. And that's how they put it in the mouth. The little children I've seen. We have one here who has come from England, from London. There's another one who is from here somewhere. And all of these, if you ask them, they will immediately tell, where is the catch? Which chakra is catch? Now, children, you cannot be fooled. They all tell you the same thing, that this is what is happening. So your awareness is enlightened, and your hands, which have got the sympathetic endings here, tell you. We can say that now, in our central nervous system, we can feel about others and about ourselves. Now, supposing you are sitting here, and asks you, what's the problem with you? You would say, I don't know what's the problem with me is. I don't know. But I may be able to tell you what's the problem. If you go and see the doctor, he'll say, yes, that's the problem. How do you know? You don't have to go to any examination for all pathological examination where all your teeth are taken out, eyes are taken out, and by the time you end up, they tell you, you are the healthiest man. You don't have to go to all these horrible things. You don't have to waste any money and try all these uh, frustrating things. Just putting your hands, you will know about.
Keep your attention at the top of the head. Or just sit for meditation. Just do a little bit more balancing. Work a little bit more on our right Swadishtan, on settling our attention. Just placing your left hand just below your right side of the rib cage. Now, Shri Mataji was talking about attention being affected by the state of our liver. So both the right Swadhisthana, the second energy center, and the right Nabhi, the third energy center, both of them look after our liver. And it is what we call as the seat of our attention. So with an overactive liver, which can be because of, as we've been talking about, talking a lot of planning, just our culture, with our work, with our day-to-day activities and all that, but also food plays a big role. So if you're eating heavy food, fried food, a lot of chocolates, ice cream, all of those do make the lot of red meat. It means our liver has to work very hard in digesting and breaking down the food and getting rid of it. So part of its work of giving energy into the gray matter in the brain to help the thinking gets hindered and it starts getting exhausted. So placing our left hand on the liver is indicative and that desire of letting the cooling quality of our left side, but also the cooling quality of the moon, of the left channel, the moon channel, the moon, to help cool and calm the liver. Here we request Mother Kundalini, please come into my liver. Mother, please be present in my liver. And dissolve the excessive heat and the overactivity to help settle my attention. You can move your attention to where your hand is near the liver. You can also feel the vibrations. Just move your hand centimeters away from your body in that liver area and just see what you feel. You can feel the vibrations as cool or heat. And bring it back again onto the liver, onto your body. Please cool down my liver so my tension can be settled. So my thoughts can be slowed down and dissolved. So that I can experience the state of thoughtless awareness. Another technique for pulling eyes is just rub your hands together. Hold the hands in front of you. Again, just feel the vibrations. Attention above the Sahasrara, just a couple of inches above, and as if you're watching your hands. My hands. As Shri Mataji said, it is the time when our hands will speak. Mother, please let me feel my subtle system on my hands. And just take note of the vibrations that you're feeling on your right hand. Now, another way of nurturing the right side and cooling it down is we take the vibrations from the left and give it to the right, the cool side of the left, and then giving that to the heat side of the right, just to help cool it down. So we take it from the left side, raise it over our sahasrara, bring it down to the right. So it's like half of a bandhan that we do. Take your hand across the body again, from the left, up, and to the right. So we usually do this 7 times, or as many times as you need to do to feel that right side starting to calm down, the vibration starting to cool down. Okay, just rub your hands together. Hold your hands out in the front. Attention a couple of inches above your head. Now let me feel my subtle system on my hands. Just again, see what you feel on your right hand. Has there been a change in intensity? Has there been a calming of the heat? Place your hands on your Keeping our attention on the Sahasra, we'll listen to another talk, short talk by Shri Mataji.
So that is how we have to take a mood by which we should think of one personality, all of us together. All of us together. And anybody tries to be something separate or different, he'll drop it. I'll drop him. Whatever it will drop it. So you just don't know. Anybody who tries to be singled out or anything, everybody must do whatever they like to nurture the whole, to help the whole, to emancipate the whole, but not to in any way put anyone down or less. Because this is not the way the Sahaja Yoga is. Sahaja Yoga only works in collectivity. And the one who has developed this permeating spirit is a real Sahaja. Who has not is not. Whatever you may think of yourself, I have nothing to say. But this permeating personality, which moves from places to places, whether you talk or not, like your mother is, whether I meet you or not makes no difference, but I am permeating through all of you by little things also. I am there with you. So like that, try to permeate into each other and see the beauty, and you will enjoy yourself the best, because that is the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that is to be achieved. Because this ego, makes you like a nutshell, and you just cannot have a rapport with that beauty of permeation. And just see how the notes move into each other. It will be a great idea today. It's a great thing today we have to having put that dhulya, like the dhulya means the dust. And one day, I had written in childhood a poem, I remember. A very interesting poem it was. I don't know where it's lost, but we said that I want to be like a dust particle, which moves with the wind. It goes everywhere. Can go sit on the head of a king, or can go and fall at the feet of someone. It can go and sit on a little flower, and it can go and sit everywhere. But I want to be a particle of dust that is fragrant, that is nourishing, that is enlightening. Like that. I had written a very beautiful poem. I must have been about 7 years of age, I remember, to be a dust particle. I remember that very clearly, long time back, that I should be a dust particle so that I'll permeate into people, which is a very big thing to become a dust particle of that kind. That whatever you touch, you see, that becomes living. Whatever you just feel, that has fragrance. It's such a great thing to be like that. And that was my desire, and it has been achieved. At that young age, I had this idea of becoming a dust particle. And today, just while talking to you, I remembered that I wanted to be that, and that is what this place is. And Raul is like that. She's a very simple woman, and she lives like a very simple person, but she has a sense of permeation. And now there are so many Sahaja Yogis yesterday who came. I'm sure they'll take it up, Sahaja Yoga, very well. There are lots of Sahaja Yogis from Dhulya now, and I'm sure there are going to be more people. I hope you have met all of them. Make friends with all of them. Try to know them, who they are. They may not know English, so get somebody to translate. Talk to them and be nice to them. Be friendly with them. I want you to meet them for permeation. You should know who are the people here, who are in Nasik, because somehow we never meet the Sahaja Yogis, you see, who are in that particular place. And when we go back, we have only 1 or 2 addresses. It's not a good idea. Try to see how many people there are, ask about their questions about them, and all that. This permeation is only possible when your ego starts permeating all around. This is the way to overcome the problems of the right side, and that is how to worship Saraswati. Because Saraswati has a veena in her hand, and that veena is the primordial instrument which she plays, like music. And the music penetrates into the heart. You don't know how it goes into you and how it works out. And that's how a person who is a Sahaja Yogi should permeate like music into everything. She has so many qualities, as I told you, which cannot be described in one lecture. But one of the greatest quality of hers is that she ends up into subtler things. Like the Mother Earth will end up into fragrance. Music will enter into melodies. Like that, whatever she creates ends up into something greater. Matter, whatever she produces, ends up into aesthetics. If matter does not have aesthetics, then it is gross. Like that, everything. Now, you will say, what is water? Water becomes the river Ganges. These are the subtler. So, the matter gets into subtler things because it has to permeate. It has to permeate. So, everything, whatever it is, and the best of all is the air. That air becomes the vibrations. So you can see how whatever has come out from this matter, from these 5 elements, becomes that subtle thing. Of course, the left side and right side both work it out, because the love has to work on this, and when love acts on matter, it becomes. And that is how one has to look at your own lives to make it a beautiful combination of love and matter. May God bless you.
I bow to all the seekers of truth.
Celebrating today, we have to having puja Julia. Like the Julia means the dust. And one day, I had written in childhood a poem, I remember. Very interesting poem it was. I don't know where it's lost, but we said, that I want to be like now like a dust party, which moves with the wind. Because everyone can go sit on the head of a king, or can go and fall at the feet of someone. It can go and sit on a little flower, and it can go and sit everywhere. But I want to be a particle of dust that is fragrant, that is nourishing, that is enlightening. Like that. I had written a very beautiful poem where I must have been about 7 years of age, I remember. To be a despot. I remember that very clearly, long time back, that I should be a dust particle. So that I'll permeate into people. Which is a very big thing to become a dust particle of that kind. That whatever you touch, you see, that becomes endless. Whatever you just feel, that has fragrance. It's such a great thing to be like that. And that was my desire, and it has been achieved at that young age.
So just put our attention on our heart. You can put your right hand on your heart. So the Kundalini is going to work everything out for you. All you have to do is meditate. Achieve the thoughtless state. So we just ask for that we can feel and be aware of the Spirit. So we feel the joy of the Spirit. All in our waking hours. So this would be a permeating Spirit that we're aware of. It becomes parts of us and permeates. To all the people we meet, all the matter we deal with. This permeation be love. So we experience the truth. Our attention is pure. And we have the enjoyment of the Spirit. So we now just raise our kundalini. So you do this 3 times. And tie the bandhan.
Thank you very much. That was beautiful.
So what should we talk about now? A little more about the Swadhistan? Or just
Yes, difficult. Shri Mataji's talk kind of explained that all a little bit, didn't it, about the qualities of our Swadhistan, about what happens with the liver, about how settled, and as she was saying, once your attention settles, and with that, the permeation that you're feeling through the different elements, or using those. So I'm hoping that with today's meditation, you've been able to kind of feel that settling of the thoughts, the of your attention, of being able to just tap into that space in between the thoughts, where you've been able to then feel that joy of the spirit, that connection of the spirit, Atma, and what we say Paramatma is the connection with the divine, which is through that thoughtless space, the space between the thoughts that are bombarding our brain normally in our day-to-day life. So
yeah, in the world we've created for ourselves, which is artificial. So I've used the elements. So I've been making sure I've been drinking water, and then I've been using an ice pack in a busy day, which I've placed on my liver. All for the purposes of just cooling us down and keeping us in the center, and so we can experience that centeredness and that joy of the spirit.
and I mean, now that you've introduced the ice pack, just please remember everyone. And it's a great way, just the way we've used the vibrations to cool down our liver, where we've placed our left hand on the liver just below the rib cage.
Yeah.
We've used the balancing of giving the vibrations, the cool vibrations of the left side to the right side to then cool down that liver. Another technique is, yes, when you're foot soaking, which we have introduced. So if you're feeling very overactive right side, that heat, the agitation, the kind of flitted attention, the anxiety, the not being, able to sit in meditation at the start. So when you're doing a foot soak, then you do a cold water foot
which I did today. Yeah.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
It's all to because we call the right side as the sun channel. So it's as we are moving away from the center towards the right, you're going more closer to the sun. So the closer you go to the sun, which is the source of the heat, the more heat is within the body. So we're trying to, all these techniques we're doing is basically to cool down, to bring our system down from closer to the sun where it's very hot, to cooling it down, to bringing it more to the center. So one of the other ones which works very, very well is the ice pack that Chris had. You would again just place it just below the rib cage, and normally when in between, and having a towel, so you're not directly
This is wrapped
touching.
in cloth.
That's right. So, and again, he's got it in a little pouch. You can do that, or use, just wrap it in a tea towel. Just making sure that you're not placing the ice pack directly on your skin, because we're trying to avoid ice burn and stuff like that. So just being that little bit aware, 15, 20 minutes, 5, 10, 15 minutes, if you start feeling that area of your liver or on the skin far too cold and it's not comfortable, put it away. You're feeling hot again, put it back again. And you can do it as many times through the day as you need, but it's really great after a hectic day. So even as Chris was saying, you have it there, you tie it up. Usually I'll use a scarf to just tie it around my waist, so it's holding the ice pack against my liver. And then you can have your foot soak at the same time, or you can sit for meditation, or if you've got things you need to do, you're working from home, you're feeling that overactivity, just have that ice pack tied up and continue with your work. So,
and the other one is to keep hydrated.
Yes.
And to avoid too many stimulants if you're thinking too much. And also certain aspects of diet can also affect your fatty foods.
So any of the things which makes your liver have to work too fast. So, and hence, like when you have coffee and Coke and caffeine, that's what it's doing. It's stimulating, it's making the liver work fairly hard. Alcohol is another one. So yes, using kind of cutting down on those. In terms of food, you can have white rice. It's very good as a cooling. You can have yogurt. You can have
Sugar.
Sugar. Yes, that's correct. Cinnamon is also, cinnamon and sugar on your toast is very nice. It's a very cooling effect. Cardamom, I think, is another one. So there's different. It's something that we can, we can introduce what we call as liver diet for cooling.
Have we got that in our resources, on our resources page?
Our resources page, actually, that is a great. So the www.freemeditation, that Media will put on in a second. Absolutely fantastic tech we have. Yes. So freemeditation.com.au/learn. So if you go down to the bottom of the page, we've got the resources section there. So you can have a look. There's ones that will talk to you, information about ice pack, information about how you can then use clearing, balancing and meditation techniques. So they should be under that, I think.
In preparing for foot soaking and candling?
Or under foot soaking. We can have a look where it is exactly and let you know next time.
Yeah.
But it is definitely there, because just as part of your foot soak and your candle treatment, the ice pack, yes,
that's a go-to treatment, which is very important for them.
And the candle treatment that we do for left side, oh, look at that. There is no ice pack. We'll find some information for you on that and your liver treatment. Yeah. And next Wednesday, we might be able to talk a little bit more about it.
Or you can ask the question on our WhatsApp group.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
So that's part of, and that's a great point that Chris has brought up. So if you're seeing this for the first time on on YouTube, please be aware that you can join our WhatsApp group, so that there's some beautiful meditation posts that they put there every day. It's an interactive one. You can ask for a mentor. You can put down your questions to get some of your answers there, and get people to help you. Absolutely a great way. Part of this process and part of this journey of finding ourselves is that we do need to meditate every day, twice a day, morning and night if possible. But otherwise, especially as Chris was saying, when you've had a busy day, you come back in the evening, sitting down for meditation before you go to bed, having a foot soak is an absolutely imperative, actually, to get your kundalini starting to clear out, work and strengthen, because the more of that we do, the more the meditation happens, the more the kundalini awakens, more strands are there that are awakening and are then sustained at top of your sahasrara, keeping that connection sustained for longer and longer.
And Rita, just pointing into what Shri Mataji said in her talk, if you can come to a physical program, they're all on the website, not only for Australia but around the world. You should be able to easily find a program in most of the major centres of the world. But if you can't, you can also join us at that on our online meditation programs.
So, as a person, for example, I live quite far away from any collective, physical collective. So for me, the online meditations work really well, because that's still part of when we're all meditating together, you're still connected, the collectivity is there. But as you say, Chris, you've got programs that you can attend, and yes, when I do have an opportunity, I do, and that is an amazing experience. It's the same thing that you one candle versus 10 candles in the room. So we're all working with each other's energy, helping, talking, and it becomes a lot more collective, spontaneous collective session.
But also, Rita, we can see from your background, you're in Outback Australia. So it doesn't matter where you are, you can join us, and you're very much part of us.
Yes. When you're there together at the collective, at the programs, it also is great, because if you've had a difficult day, you've got a question, you've got someone there you can ask questions to. You can ask people to give you vibrations to help you kind of clear out a little bit. So it different levels, different ways of working, different joys of being in a collective, I think. Absolutely. Yes. So we'll finish off sitting in meditation for a bit. We've got a beautiful song as an outro music, and thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much, Chris, for today's program. Fantastic.
Thank you, Rita, and thank you, Mitya, for tech support. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mitya, very much. Good night.
Good night.
Oh